Let's hit a microphone. Oh, take some time off, and I kind of forget how to do some stuff, but hey, we'll get it figured out. We will get it figured out. I promise. I promise. I promise. I promise. How's everyone doing today on this fine, fabulous Tuesday, January 25th at 5 p.m. Central? If you're watching in the replay, make sure you type replay in the comments. If you're watching it live, hey, tell me, where are you at? Where are you from? How's the weather in your area? Here it is a sunny 7 degrees with a wind chill of about negative 37. That's probably like negative 5 or something, but it's just ridiculous. To go from 12 inches of sunshine and 70 degrees to negative temps and 12 inches of BS. That was a great, great, great thing to come into. I got to see what I can do with this screen here because it should let me go to another one, right? Change layout. Nope. Let me go there. Nope. Interesting. Wonder if it's in the brand. I wonder what I did. See if I change. Oh, nope. That's fine. I can change everything else. I don't know. I take a week off. There's some new buttons added. You heard new music. I got some playing to do. So now I got to, maybe if I hit that one. Nope. That didn't do anything. That just made everything go crazy. So whatever, we'll get through it. There's a little, there's that overlay. Yep. There's that. There's everything here. New background music. I don't know. This just might be it, folks. We'll see. I'll have to get an education from Aaron to see what happened while I was gone, to see what changed. But we're getting back in the groove of things. It was a fun week. We're going to talk all about that this show because that's what we're going to do this show. I knew we were going to have a lot to come back to, so I didn't want to plan a whole lot, and I knew some people would have some questions about the show. So if you have questions about the show, the Impressions Expo in Long Beach, shoot me up. I'd love to answer them for you. Let's go through and check out where we got going on for comment-wise. Right here. Ooh, Renee, you like that new intro? Rockin'. There's a couple different ones. It's just all background music. So at any time, I can turn the stuff on. There's a acoustic cinematic, a dance pop, daydreaming, feeding the ducks. What's feeding the ducks sound like? Let's play a little feeding the ducks and see what that sounds like. Maybe. Feeding the ducks. There it is. Feeding the ducks. So we can do it. We got some good little stuff in here. Feeding the ducks, intro to space, lo-fi. Night driving and rock. So I went rock because, hey, that's me. But, whatever. We will get this all figured out, eventually, somehow. We're getting it. Just going to see if there's... I'm going to check the layouts. Crop solo, show background. Haha, boom, found it. Figured that out there. So, yes, new intro there. Wade, what's going on, my man? Hey to you. Herm, how's it going? Sweet intro. Thank you, sir. Kim, my twin, their twin-in-law says hello and thank you for keeping her out all night. We had to finally meet Kim. It was an amazing, meeting of the souls. We had some good drinks together, some amazing laughs. And I think that's one of the most important things about the shows is not so much the equipment that you're going to see or the new products that you're going to go see or even the education that you're going to get, but the contacts that you make and those relationships, that networking. To me, that's the biggest part of a trade show. So we were finally able to meet face-to-face with Kim. There's a few other members that we finally got to meet face-to-face with. There's a few that we missed out on. Joseph flew in like the amazing eagle he is, came in on his plane, not his plane, a plane. I think he hit some birds along the way too, so he actually had to turn around and go back. And then he came back, but he was out of there before we left. So, we were in between things, and by the time we got back, he was already headed out. So next time, Joseph, for sure, next time. Dawn, how do you? Oh, look. And there's Kelly, Crystal Ninja Team, 75 degrees there today. It's about 70 degrees colder than that here. There was nothing. I just got really tired of waking up every morning to sunshine. Like, really, who does that? Who wakes up every morning to sunshine? I forget. You people that live in Southern California wake up every morning to sunshine. It's beautiful. It's magnificent. It puts a smile on your face. It is probably one of the coolest things that there is, and I could definitely handle more of it. Kevin, good evening to you. Make a note to turn all your stuff on. That is true. I need to make notes that everything is turned on. I came back into the shop today, and we're getting some issues we're pushing through, because that's what happens when you take a week off and you have some other people trying to help out. So you push through those, you get done what you can do, and then you just start rebuilding things. And that's what we're going to do. And Herm says it's a beautiful 55-degree day there in Virginia Beach, Virginia. 55, Virginia, January. Herm, how often you get snow? I think that's only my real requirement, is I just don't want snow anymore. I can handle the cold. 55, great. That's totally hoodie and short weather. But to have anything else, I'm starting to get a little lost there. I may have gotten a little sun. Yes, I may have gotten a little sun, but I'm not sure. Where did we get sun at? I felt like we weren't outside a whole lot. So I'm not sure where I did get some sun, but I did. And I will totally take it. My feet appreciated it. Everything was amazing there. And F you, Facebook user. That's Facebook user. I have no clue who you are. And that's because Facebook and StreamYard don't always play nice together. So the way to stop that is if you got two options, right? Two pretty simple options. You can go to oursuccess.group/Facebook, and this will give StreamYard permission to allow us to see who you are. The other option, which is a little bit simpler, head over to fatdadlive.com or liveosg.com. Broadcasting both those locations, on YouTube. Get over there, get on the YouTube side of it. Make sure you like, subscribe, and guess what? Then we'll be able to see who you are. Now, I won't always know who you are, because sometimes you guys have your company names, and hey, that's great. But if not, that's fine too. I can figure it out and just say it, and you'll tell me who you are. I won't remember right off the bat. Eventually, I might, but that's the easy way to do that. Becky, definitely cold today. The weekend looks nice here, though. I haven't even looked that far ahead. I looked to see that it was cold today, and I just stopped. I was done. Oh, look. Everyone's letting me know 55 in Orlando. Orlando could be doable. Florida, we're kind of on the fence. There's a lot of stuff in Florida that can eat me. And I'm a fat guy, so I make tasty treats, anacondas, jaguars, alligators, things that could really eat me. So I really got to be careful of Florida. But I'm pretty sure that's something like that I could have there. Ooh, unhushable, 63 and sunny in my area. God, it's gorgeous. It was gorgeous to see mountains on one side and ocean on the other. To see the white snow caps way up there and still see the ocean way over here. To see palm trees everywhere. And even the crappiest house, there's a palm tree. So even if I live in the crappiest house, I still have a palm tree. And that was amazing. It's amazing down there. Oh, and Kim is just rubbing in. It's a beautiful sunny 70 degrees here in Arizona. I could take that. Hopefully that all of the swimwear is staying intact. That's all I got to say. Hopefully the swimwear is staying intact to you. It's 9 with a wind chill of -1, but it's 5 and the sun hasn't set. So there is that. There it is. True. I'm gonna look and see what just for poops and giggles. Let's see what weather forecast app do you use? I've got our local one, but then when I just want to have some fun, we use WT Forecast. So what the forecast, we use that. And technically, it is telling me, it's effing cold out. It is 7 degrees here, and it feels like -4. So 7, -4. The low is going to be -11. Just so you know, Midwest is amazing like that. What's up, Chuck and Dom? Vegas is beautiful at 61 degrees, and you do love your twin-in-law. She was having a blast with you. Yes, boo, indeed, but thank you so much for having us out. We did have a lot of laughs. Memories. It was an amazing laugh. Favorite part of the show besides Coolio? Seeing you again. Duh. Favorite part of any show for me is always the networking. Second favorite part was... So even though and anybody that went to the show, if you've been to previous ones, you can tell me if I'm on point. I would say from past shows, from what I've seen attendance-wise to this one, I'd say vendors were down a good 40%. I'm going to say for typical show, full capacity in that this one was probably only in that 60 to 70% capacity of vendors. Now on attendees, I think there was quite a few attendees. I think Friday was hopping and Saturday was hopping. I heard Sunday was slow, which is traditional, so no nothing there. It was hopping. Usually, it's hopping up until 2 o'clock ish or so when it dies out. So everything there, from what I heard, there was a lot of disappointment in attendees and the lack of vendors that did not show up. There weren't a whole lot of places that were, pushing for embroidery. I really don't know if there was a whole lot of places that were pushing sublimation either. So I think there was two big segments that really missed out on that. We saw quite a few DTF printers of people whoring those out. There was a couple that I just shook my head at. They're selling pieces of equipment that the ink is not going to be ready in 3 to 6 months, and they were upfront and telling people that hey, this ink isn't going to be ready to go in 3 to 6 months. Then once we have it, we're going to go there. We all know I've been doing my research for a while, so it was good to see what else was available before we kind of pulled the trigger on it. On Herm's let me only 1 to 2 times a year, very minimal. I'm putting Virginia Beach down here in the mix for things. Virginia Beach. We're gonna add that to the list of places to live because why not, Herm? We could have a blast, right? So get down in that area. And Figgy's letting us 17 on the sassy side of Iowa. It's on the west coast of Iowa, just in case you didn't know. Just in case you didn't know. Christy from Ohio. That's who FU is. Thank you, Christy. We'll see. As long as it stays that way, we don't get any other ones. Originally from Chicago, hates snow. 61 is cold for Vegas. Yeah, I don't mind snow so much as I do that cold. That cold is where it really gets me because it can be 15 degrees out, no wind. I can go outside in shorts. It doesn't bother me at all. Wind is where it really sucks at. So I'm just tired of it. Right? I'm telling you, Herm. Let's go. 52 in Alabama. I can handle that too. Oh, -10 with the wind chill. Happy to have your heat press busy, keeping you warm. That is an amazing thing. Those heat presses do put off some heat, and there's times when we're down here, and I notice that's when the press is on. I'm like, why is it a little chilly over there? And I look, the press isn't on. So they do put off some heat, and they do help you out. They do dry things out, so we want to make sure that we're using some kind of humidification system because that is a dry heat. It's going to pull humidity out of the air, so make sure that you're using something along that. 50 and rainy in Brooksville, Florida. Oof. I can handle that too. Poor Terry indeed. Poor me for getting to see that video. That's what I gotta say. No worries, Ellen. It's great. Right, Herm? We could tear it up. And 49 and raining in Clearmont, Florida. That sounds cold for Florida. 49, you get the 40s. That sounds cold. It's got to be up in that panhandle of Florida, right? Okay. So let's talk show, or let's talk week. So we flew in to sunny, like legit sunny San Diego on Wednesday, and we were promptly put to work at the Crystal Ninja studio. If you're in the area of San Diego, or hell, if you're within driving distance, so my driving distance is 6 hours. Once the studio is up and running, I highly recommend you to go check it out. So we helped get things set up in order for the grand opening. I believe they're shooting for the grand opening next month. Yeah, I think I probably should get a firm date on that, but they're shooting for the grand opening. They just finished up a 3-day dojo the week prior, and then this Friday they had a BYOB class, which is bring your own bling. Now, think about this. You're allowed to go to a place of business, right? So you're allowed to pick any of your vendor, right? And so here we're stoning stuff. So our vendor is the Crystal Ninja, right? So we can go there and take our own bling, and we can do our projects there. And there was a lot of good questions that were come out of this. So, I mean, hello, think about that. Currently, I would say that it's an amazing deal, and if you're not being charged for it, it's a screaming deal. Like, why are people not taking advantage? So it comes up because I can only assume that there's going to have to be a fee for this because you're going to get some amazing knowledge. You're going to be able to purchase equipment on that side. You're going to be able to purchase, the tools. You're going to be able to purchase the glues. You're going to be able to purchase the stones. You're going to be able to purchase, quite a bit from there because they are going to have a retail store. But the office is amazing, amazingly set up. Four different, five, one, two, three, four, five different offices set up in there, each room with their own individual thing that needs to happen in that room. A great conference area, amazing space that is very well spaced out. So if the thoughts of kind of being next to people really, kind of freak you out, believe me, there is 10 there, and there's plenty of room for everybody, 6 foot apart. It worked out really well. I couldn't think of anything that would change about it. Maybe I kept thinking the time was until 11, and that's because it was showing in my time zone that's what it was. So it was 6 to 9, I believe, on that Friday. Oh, and like this. We're going to try to keep that event for free. Look at that. It's always going to be free. So you tell me where you can go to another business that offers the type of support, which during this whole COVID thing, there was a lot of places that, that did step up and step out of their comfort zone. Kelly's been offering free information for years prior to COVID between YouTube and her group. So, now here's your chance to go see it in person, right? Then get to be there for 3 hours and bling and really, really have an amazing time. So we were able to do that. Built the first green wall of my career, which when I say green wall, I mean that there's going to be a green wall of vines. Me and Kelly's husband, Michael, really nailed that. Actually, we really stapled it. We really stapled it. It was good fun trying to figure the layout of that. We got some vinyl cuts, so we were able to get some signs up outside and some windows and a color shifting and some color shifting material that is the exact same that is wrapped in her car. So hey, it matches there. Beautiful. I think I might have commandeered a little of it, because as we were cutting things out, there's always negative things, right? When you pull stuff out, not negative as in bad, but when you weed stuff out, that you can do some stuff with the little pieces. And so, yeah, that's what we did. And it just happened to have my phone charger or my phone cable box. What is this? Power bank there. So if you're able to see, you can see how it changes color through there. So that's the signage. So it was really fun to do that. We also got some new templates set up for rhinestones. So I can't wait to see the things that are made with that. We did some strips. We did some patterns. I think there's going to be a ton of amazing things coming out of that studio. So if you're in the San Diego area, definitely make sure. I'm going to put the link over here to go check them out. Or even if you're not in the area, hello. If you are in the mood or in the need to go stone some stuff, I'm telling you can't find any better stones for hand placing. It's ridiculous. The amount of inventory that they have there, the ease at which invoices or orders were packed and shipped out. Everything was on point. You would never tell me that. You could never tell me that. Hey, yeah, we're just moving in here. We're still putting stuff in, because they were killing it. Susie and Steve were working their tails off, and they were trying to entertain us at the same time. It was an amazing, amazing trip. I can't wait to go back again. I think plan is to actually. I think Corey's going to head out there again next month. Maybe February, sometime between now and March. I believe that she's going to head back out there again. So to me, it is definitely one of those things. If you're in the area for stuff, definitely go check it out. Once they open, shooting for next month, and then the BYOB classes, that are going to be free on Friday nights, right? What else do you get to do on a Friday night? And there is a couple little restaurants close by, so if you eat before or after, do that. It was really fun. There was so much room for activities. And a lot of times when you get in these spaces, that's what we've experienced with our build outs, and that is you get into spaces and they're just kind of chopped up and they don't really have much flow to it. And when you walk into this one, you can feel that the education is where the main event is, right? This is what we're doing. This is what we're focusing on. You is helping you become better at stoning. So definitely go check it out. Oh, look, see, here we go. Because Unhushable asked, Kelly, how close is the train to your location if we come up on the train, which is a great thing. Santa Fe is downtown 10 miles away. Trolley goes to E Street 2 miles away. And you can take an Uber, right? You can take an Uber. Ubers are everywhere. So, yeah, come up on the train, then you can downtown, and then you can go over from there. So, hey, it's definitely fun. And as Renee, I totally agree with it. The space was amaze balls. It was amazing. It was a really good time. So we did that. We did that through Friday, right? Yeah, we did that through Friday because on Saturday is when we headed up to Long Beach. So hopefully we left the place in better than when we got there. We didn't make messes. We tried to mind our P's and Q's and make sure everything was done. I can't wait to go back either, just to see what else is coming. Amanda, we did run into Amanda. Right. Yeah. We got to meet up with Amanda. There's quite a few people that we got to meet up with. Eric, good to see you there. And yep, Amanda. Hey, Amanda, great to meet you. And Scully said, thank you, Renee. I'm loving my organized office thanks to you and Ella, which that was the other thing. So Renee and Ella came out as well. And Ella is Renee's daughter. You talk about organization. There was a lot. There's a lot to move from former locations to some storage units to some garages to this new one, and to go through and just get it all organized. I probably would have set fire and walked away because that's the type of person I am, But nope, they stuck at it, and it was very well done. So it was, all in all, I think it was a very productive trip. I just can't get over the sunshine. It was amazing. The hospitality was great. Yeah, I want to go back. I really didn't want to leave. On that last day, to wake up, to 60s and sun, just did not get old. So I'm trying to figure out a way just to be in somebody's bag, somebody's back room. I could definitely handle that. Yes, Kim, your twin-in-law is in the house. Corey is here for a little while, I'm sure. Willy Wonka, and if you don't know, hey, Kelly said she's going to Willy Wonka this. When she's ready to go, she's just walking away. Golden ticket, something fun and creative. There are the paper towels that I couldn't find earlier. I looked, I'm like, what the hell is that back there? Paper towels. Set them here, and I turn around to get them out of the way because we are doing some cleaning and some flushing of things. I set them there, and I couldn't see it until I realized what the hell was that in the screen. I thought it was toilet paper. I'm like, why the hell is toilet paper there? It's not. It's cleaning supplies. Oh, yes. So, yes, it's on. Willy Wonka style. I can't wait for that. That's going to be amazing. And, of course, Corey's level Cam high. And I can't wait to make it see me and see Kelly. Goals for this year after I graduate. I think that's a great goal to have. And I'm sure pay attention to the website, because I'm sure there's going to be training classes coming up. There's going to be BYOB classes. There's going to be a ton of great things coming out of there. So just make sure to double check the site, join your group if you haven't yet. Which I think let me pull that up, because I'm pretty sure. I think because I know it's how to crystallize, but I'm going to get the link to it, and I'll drop that here in the comments. So if anybody wants to go check that out, you are more than welcome to as well. Go give them a hi. Go give them a hello. Say, hey, what's up? Why don't you go ahead and join, because it's all cool, fun stuff. So there we go. Perfect. Okay, let's see. Did you find them tweezers? Nope. I'm going through stuff now because I do need to find those tweezers, but nope, no tweezers have been found as of yet. I did find some more scissors, so that was good. So I'll definitely take that. So we did that through most of the week. Now Saturday came, and we got up nice and early, and we headed up to Long Beach. Fun drive. I got to see the boobies, which that always makes me smile when I get to see the boobies on the coast on the way up, and then I get to see the boobies on the coast on the way down. It is an amazing thing. And if you're not sure what I'm talking about, it's the nuclear plant that looks like boobies. At least I believe it's a nuclear plant. I could be wrong. But I believe that it's boobies. It's surely boobies, but it's surely I think it's the nuke plant. But the way they have it set up is, I'll post pictures and you can judge for yourselves. But if you're in that area, you know. So we had the trip up there. Beautiful scenery. I mean, I don't think it could ever get old. I don't think it can ever get old. But we had a good time up there. We got up to the show. no real issues getting in. I wasn't too sure because since I had tested positive for COVID, I had the doctor's excuse that showed that, hey, don't take a test in the next 90 days because you're probably going to pop negative for it. So here's your little thing. So I showed them my little thing and they're like, cool, you can come in. Corey got tested while we were there. Super quick, simple, easy process that they had. So they really set that up good. They had a separate entrance for that. We could go over and get tested. You get your results back within 15 minutes, and then you were able to attend the show. So we were able to set up and do that. We got on the show. There's a lot of really cool stuff. A lot of equipment that, man, oh man, do I want? Man, oh man, do I not want the price, or do I not have the space for it? I saw a DTG printer that Rock had that was just amazing. Make sure because when I'm done with this, I'm going to upload some videos to the group so that way you can see it. But it was just amazing how quick that it printed. It was like 6 passes and the white was done 6 passes, something like that. And the color was done. Just amazing. Price tag on it more than I would want to spend on anything. But if you're in the print on demand world, and that's your game, is you're just going to print on demand, I really don't think you can go wrong with that. It was a great setup, a great thing like that. So as always, the Rock booth was really pumping. They always have some fun going on there. I think it bands throughout the day, music. It was a pretty cool experience just for that because hey, they do it up well. And then to top it off, they also put on the concert at the end of the night. So we'll talk about that when we get around to that, when we get to that part of the story. So one of the things that we wanted to see was we definitely wanted to check out more, see what everybody had for the DTF printers, right? DTF printing is, depending on who you are, is either the greatest thing ever or the worst thing ever. And I can't say that I'm that it's the greatest thing ever, because there's a lot of good things out there. I can say it's amazing. So I can say that it is pretty cool with that. I can say that there's a lot of people out there that are pushing it that I don't know if they should be pushing it. Because there was even some of the salespeople that they had in the booths. They weren't salespeople; they were just kind of customers. And so when you ask questions, they had no clue on answers of. And if you know anything about DTF, when you ask, the tough questions on things, it's kind of like, I don't know. Let me find out. I don't know. Let me find out. Even something as simple as the price, because some of them didn't have the prices listed anywhere. So they wanted you to ask about stuff, and it was hard. It was kind of hard to trudge your way through it. Now, me personally, I have bought from DTF Superstores since the beginning. So what are we going? We're going on 15, 16 months now, and I've always had great results with them. Now, they were supposed to get a mini in, and this is what I'd been waiting on since November. The minis that they were going to get in were going to be 13-inch wide, and then it was going to have the shaker and dryer and everything. And these things were going to be perfect for my application because the mini, or the big ones, the 24-inch wide printers, the printer will fit no problem. What you run into is the dryer. The dryers are 40 to 44 inches wide on their smallest side, which means you're not fitting it through a standard door. So if you don't have a commercial space that has a roll-up door, or you're doing it out of your house, it's not going to fit. Now, it will fit in a garage, of course, but now you run into an issue of the wiring. You run into the issue of the conditioned space, because remember, these printers need a conditioned space. You need to make sure temp is good. You need to make sure humidity is good. So you need to make sure that those are taken care of. So you're limited on those options. Well, they got their mini in, and it was not the mini that they had ordered because it was an all-in-one unit. Now, what this is great at is it's an all-in-one unit. There's no tying. Everything is right there, running off 110. Nice little system. The problem was it was still too wide for a standard door. So there went the Rockstar fun on that, right? It was kind of like, well, okay, now what? Well, in this meantime, I've been talking to Matt, and if anybody's named Matt, that kind of already kind of one ups me in my book. I'm like, all right, cool. But Matt from DTF2U.com, he was part of Advanced Color Solutions. Yeah, he'd been part of Advanced Color Solutions. He's stepping on his own for this DTF side of things. So he's been in the print industry for 25 plus years. Went to China's, went to factories, went to did all that. So he's very knowledgeable in it. And I've been having conversations with him for about the last month on it, on what we were looking at doing and how we went about it. Let me answer some questions here because I did see something. Herm, how much was it? Well, I don't honestly know, but I do know this. The financing was as low as $9,500 a month. $9,500 a month. I didn't get into it any further than that. I saw $9,500 and I was like, ooh, shit, for that? No way. Like, there is no way that is 90. It's not. It is $9,500 per month for it. Now, the cool thing about it was that it had a, what did it have? It had like a conveyor that went round and round, right? So on it, what the hell was it? It had the print. It had 16 print stations on it. It could do 200 shirts an hour, like legit 200 shirts an hour. Now it did need required air, so you need a compressor for it, and it did need the 3-phase 220, 3-phase 220, if I remember correctly on that. So there were some things that you're going to need, but it was $9,500 a month. Your print size was like 17 3/4 and by 13.5, something along the lines of that. But it was pretty legit. Like, if you were going all in on DTG and that was going to be your thing, and you can do 200 unique prints per hour. That's unique prints. That means 200 different prints an hour. Whoo, man. Because if I remember right, it did everything. It did it all in. I think it took care of everything. It took care of the pre-treatment, the drying, the pre-pressing, the digital white, and the color. It did everything for it there. It was pretty legit, but it was also $9,500 a month. So I'm not 100% sure on exactly what the cost was, but that's what it was per month. Just making a trip to San Diego. Not only do I want to see your shop, I want to play with Eleanor. Yes, so Kelly has a bulldog. Definitely kept me occupied. She gave me presents once. It was the best presents a dog could give me. Right on my feet. It was great. But she's so cuddly, so smushy faced, and she sinks like a rock in the water. But she just chills out in the hot tub. She's a legit lass, and that would definitely be a reason to go to. All right, Kelly, you go have fun. You go have fun. Thank you so much for having us. All right, yeah. Wow, yeah, exactly. Did you see that? Did you see that, Amanda? Did you go over to the Rock booth and check that out for $9,500 a month? But I mean, let's do some math on it, right? If you can turn out 200 shirts an hour, right? So 200 shirts an hour, DTF. So if you're selling those at on an Etsy store or print on demand or something like that, and you're $25 to $35 a shirt, let's say you're at bull everything off, you're making $10 per shirt, right? So you're making $10 a shirt on that. So we got to do 950 shirts, right? We got to do 950 shirts to cover that. You mean we just got to do like 5 hours of printing on that? That's all it is, and it pays for itself. Holy shit, right? So when you think about that, if you're doing that kind of work, if you're doing 1,000 shirts a day, it might not be such a bad gig, because if you're doing that per day, hell, even off that, because you only need 950 shirts to cover that. So if you're doing that's only like 30 shirts. That's really only like 30 shirts a day, right? 30, 40 shirts a day tops. So on something like this, not not too bad, right? It's legit. It's legit. So if you've had that kind of volume on it, I can definitely see why. There's you're pumping some stuff out. So if you're doing 2,000 shirts, hey, not too bad. It was cool. It wasn't as big as what I thought it was going to be after looking at it. But I'll get some videos up on the site, and you can check those out. It'll be amazing. Yeah, that's a lot of product out the door. It's killer. And so when you can see like the automated screen printers, that are doing 400 to 600 an hour. I mean, yeah, it takes a lot to keep those running, but I mean, they bang that stuff out. You bang that stuff out. On those, you're at a good new one, 50 to 70,000, if not more. On this, that's a lot in there. Yeah, it was all that in one machine. It's cool, but your pockets aren't that deep. Come on, Herm. You live in Virginia Beach, of course. It says beach in your name, so it's got to be having deep pockets for that. But yes, it was really cool. And if it was a way that your business is going to go, I mean, yeah, it would make sense because it's just going to be faster. Because think about it, I'm not even sure. How many, let's see, on a regular DTG, you guys can pump out about 100 shirts a day. So this can print those out in a half hour, right? So let's say it's 250,000 of them, right? So if you can pump out, your DTG setup all in is just, let's just call it 20 grand, right? Let's say this machine is $250,000. So what's the math on that? 100. So you need 120 DTG machines. Does that sound right? No, 10, 25, 20 into that, 10 DTGs. So yeah, 12 DTGs, right? So 12 DTGs is that. And even with that, with 12 DTGs, you're sitting at if you're doing, 100 an hour, right? Is that what we said? 100 a day. 100 a day. If you're doing 100 a day on DTG, you get that. You're only producing, 1,200 a day. That's the best you can do with that. Whereas with this, in an 8-hour shift, because I said what did I say? 200 prints. Let me look at my notes. 200 prints per hour. So you're looking at, if you can do with 12 machines, you can do 1,200 in a day. With this, that's 6 hours of printing. So you can still get 2 more hours of print and still 400 out of there. So yeah, it's there for it. Now let's say if it's 500,000 or $1 million, I mean, just do the math on it. If you're into DTG and production and print on demand, I could very easily see why. It was probably one of the coolest machines I've Don needs some DTF prints. Do you do them? We do. In fact, that's what we'll talk about now. So, seeing that machine, we went to a couple different places. Like I said, the DTF printer that we were kind of hoping to see because we thought the one that was going to work was there. And during this time, I was talking to Matt over at DTF2U, and I said, "Hey, here's what we're looking at doing." And I needed to go the 13-inch, and it was only because of the dryer. If it wasn't for the dryer, currently I just don't know what we're going to do as far as a build out. If it's worth it to do, if got a garage, there's a lot of ifs and buts and wins and whats to made sense for us. But currently, I thought, well, if we go 2 of the 13-inch ones, which originally when back in November when this is coming out and these are going to be there, you're going to be able to pick up a 13-inch all-in-one for between 8 and 10 grand. So I thought, well, I could just get 2 of those and that would be fine. Well, as things have continued to evolve, hey, things take time. Things take longer, and guess what else happens? Prices go up. So now, from 8 to 10 grand, or 8 to 11 grand, they're now 13 to 16 grand. So now 2 of them don't really make a whole lot of sense. So at the end of the day, we went with the Mach 2. We did buy a new commercial DTF printer. It does sound like we're crossing our fingers, and it should ship out at the end of this week, which means we should get it sometime next week. So we might put a pause on DTF printing here for a little bit. And the main reason for that is because we're going to have a completely new system. So it's going to be the inks are formulated differently on the wide format ones, where you've got a new RIP software to learn. There's going to be some little variables in it, so we might just like pause it for now, and then get it. We're going to finish up the orders that we have and kind of see how everything lays off. Because coming back, even though I flushed everything out of lines, flush print heads did all that on our converted ones, we're still running into issues. I think I have a couple bad dampers that just took a dump while we were gone. So went out, spend money, take a couple breaks off. I'm going to dig more into it tonight and tomorrow. But that is the thing. We are that was David. Yes. So the STS inks. There is quite a few different people that are running the STS inks in their system. DTFU is one of them for sure. I think McLeod wasn't too impressed with their service. That's somebody that I've heard mixed things about. The other one was the Cobra Jet. That it's not running the STS inks because they're running their the what's the P word when you own it? Proprietary inks. That one is the one that has the adhesive in it. It was about $30K for that one. And my big concern on that was the one where the salesmen, they weren't really salesmen, they were just customers. They didn't really have the answers that we needed, and just asking about different things. It was also a different setup that they were having issues with the roll. It was a smaller setup for sure. 24-inch on that, because it is printing adhesive and doesn't have that shaker dryer. It doesn't have the width and length because it is going through it, and it's got the IR heater that takes care of everything. So the footprint was really there for it, but only having one location to buy ink from, I don't like that. I like to be able, if I have an issue, I can try different products. I can try different films and inks and see where it goes. But with them being their unique system, that's the only place that you can buy the ink from. And that includes the adhesive ink, which that's the other part that scares me, because adhesive is naturally sticky. It actually sticks things together. That's what it's supposed to do. So in my head, what I am picturing is just like when you use the spray adhesive, how it gets stuck on I got some right here. How it gets stuck on these little nozzles, and it kind of gets weird and doesn't always, work the greatest and things like that. That is how I feel this is going. I feel like it's a great concept, but I'm not sure if it's there yet. And it could very well turn out to be that way, because it does take that step out of it. So it takes that mess out of it. But to be the only place that has it, I was told that you could stack transfers with it, because after they're dry, they're just like a normal transfer. They feel a little not as clean. I'm going to press some just to see. But I'm just not keen on throwing adhesive through that print head. That just scares the hell out of me. So I'm not 100% sure on that. But it was amazing. It was pretty cool to see. And yes, did we see the shaker dryer from DTF Superstore? So they actually had a few of them. They're all in one unit, which was a 13-inch one, and then they had the two bigger ones. In fact, so they had this one there for the mongoose. So that one there, DTF Superstore. So they had theirs all in. And they're using Mongoose. Now they've gotten away from the Oddly brands, and they're now carrying the Mongoose brands. I'm not 100% sure why, but what I have found is that all of their stuff worked well. There wasn't any issues with anything. There wasn't any there wasn't any mechanical things. I'm just hearing that things just didn't work the way that they should have. I think there was more of a support issue coming back from Oddly, and so I think that's why. But everybody that still has one that they purchased from them, they're still going to carry the parts for it. They're still going to carry all that for it. So don't worry about that. I think there's just some more back end things with it. Could have been timelines, could have been everything, but they brought in the mongoose, and did see that nice setup on it there. But once again, that's what I ran into, was that dryer 40 to 44 inches wide is not coming through a standard door. So that sucks. Like, I can't get it through a standard door. How am I going to do that? So what we did was we actually went with, from DTF to you, we went from the Mach 2. So we got this guy here. Now that dryer, because of these things, this is where it is. He's right here. See those panels on the side? That's why. You're tearing into a machine to try and get that off. So those are not coming off. So what we did was we went to a 24-inch printer, and we went with a 13-inch dryer. So what does that mean? Well, that means that when we decide to go to either the conversion of the garage or building the new garage, excuse me, we will be able to get that dryer and be off and running. So we'll have the 24-inch print capacity, but we're only going to print 13 inches. It is going to cut down a little on our speed because, of the pass-wise, but because it's not printing a whole one, it should make up for it that way. So we'll still be able to do that. Once we have everything dialed in, we'll be able to come up with price points on it and get everything squared away there as far as sheet size, gang sheets, how we're going to do them all there. So I'm really excited with that. So we got the Mach 2. We got some film with it. We got some ink with it. We got some powder with it. When you buy from them, you're going to get all that in your equipment. And we'll get with Matt from DTF to you here in the coming weeks. Once we get our printer in and have it all set up and do that, we'll go through with him and just talk about what options are out there, because there are a lot of good things out there. That is correct. That is a lot of business to find on that. But if you're doing that kind of business, I mean, it's great. If you get something if you're able to get that and you're able to help a screen printer out, say a screen printer won't do, a 5-color job that's only 10 shirts. That's where something like this comes in. So you could really niche it there, and you can go after those screen printers that don't want those jobs. And, you could make it, and you're not going to make as much, but you're able to produce for them and still get it out in them at a timely manner. It's something they want there. She did not poop on me. It may have came from the other end, but it was amazing. It was fun. It was fun. Denise, hello to you. Alania, hello. Sorry, I pretty much missed you. Oh, we're still here. We still got a little time. Yeah. So if you, Facebook user, remember, if this is your first time doing this, but if you see come up as a Facebook user, just remember that you can head over to oursuccess.group/Facebook and give them permission, and we can see who you are. Or if you just head over to fatdadlive.com or liveosg.com, send over to either one of those, and then we'll be able to see who you are. Chainsaw woodwork. But that's the thing, is doorways don't like chainsaws. And so we've a lot of it kind of factors in if we're going to move or not. To redo a garage means building another garage. So that way the stuff in the garage can go into another garage. And it would make sense to convert the garage that's attached to the house, because then you don't have to worry about so much electrical, and everything can be conditioned right there. Whereas if I'm building a new garage, well, then I'm just building the garage I want. We're going to have some badass stuff in there. So I'm going to drop, a good amount of money on that. Now, if we plan on moving in the next few years, am I going to see the return back out on that? That's where it gets dicey at. Now, if I convert the garage here, all that really means is insulating it, not too bad. Upgrading electrical, a couple thousand. Upgrading the heating and cooling, another couple thousand. So let's say all in the garage, the one that's attached, maybe 7 to 10,000. Building a garage, I'm gonna be 50 to 60. Converting the garage, 7 to 10. I would almost guarantee I would see that back on return, because it would be conditioned space all the way through. So if somebody wanted to turn that into another living space, a party room, anything like that, it would be fine to do. because hey, you have the heat and cool, you have everything set up in there. So and then even if they want to keep it a garage, there's a heated garage if they want it. So that one would probably makes the most sense to go, and that's something that we'll probably look at a little bit more. Or I can get in a damn dog just barking away, like a 14 by 20. Is that right? 14 by 20, 14 by 24 shed. That just comes delivered all on a bed, and you just drop it and they go, because then I can always take it with me. So there are some options. We're looking to see what we're doing. But they may like reciprocating cells. That's true. They may like those. I'm still going to run into that same issue where I got to build stuff out. And that's the thing, is it's like a couple doorways, because I tried to do it and measured up. Okay, if we take this one to here, here's how this. But then the hallway, the one was too wide for that. There's just a lot of technical things with it. So we know the printer will fit. We know the 13 will fit. So that's the way. That's the way we're going to do it. Hard to get trusses down there, I bet. So for us, if we build, it'll be still a steel building. Give me the shell, then let me finish out however I want on the inside. So that way I don't have to have the trusses. It'll be just build up, open, boom, top, finish it up from there. What is the hand feel of the new transfers? Light to moderate. There's so much that talk with this where it depends on the adhesive that you're using. Because you can get a softer feel with different adhesives. But from what I have seen, the softer adhesives that you run when you do these, that's the ones that people seem to have the more issues with washability with it. So it's kind of like a hand-in-hand type of thing. A medium, stretchy seems to be the go-to. The second is going to be the design. If it's a solid design, guess what? It's just like a solid piece of screen print. It's just going to feel heavy. It's just the way it is. On this, it's going to be less than vinyl for sure, but it's going to be more than, say, DTG. Definitely more than sublimation, because sublimation there is no hand. DTG, there's a soft hand, a really light hand. This falls right there, and then you've got your screen print and vinyl. That when you look at those three across there, screen print always depends on the type of ink, how it was manufactured, how the shirt was made. But it can have a heavy hand, it can have a soft hand. So there's a lot of variables that go into that. But I thought the hand felt really decent on those. What else? Yeah, I'm looking forward to the demos too. Oh, and Edward asked, I wondered how the feel is of DTF compared to sublimation. I know DTF is better for various colors and materials. So sublimation has no hand, right? Sublimation has zero hand, because what sublimation is you're converting a liquid to a gas, and then that gas is then dyeing the fabric. So you are dyeing that fabric. There is no ink on top of it. It's in the fabric. It is not going anywhere. Boom, there it is. When you're doing DTF, you're creating a transfer and laying that on top of the fabric. When you're screen printing on top of the fabric. Direct to garment, you're printing in the garment, but still on top of it. You're not dyeing it. So sublimation is going to give you the less feel, but it does come with restrictions of having to go on a white garment. Yes, you can use light colored garments, but it's going to change how the color looks. If you do a light blue and you do that on a yellow shirt, it's going to be green, because that's how colors work. That's something to consider when you're thinking about what you can do. You can also do 50-50 in blend shirts, but remember, the lower amount of poly that you have, the lower amount of ink that is going to stick on the shirt or stay on the shirt. So those are things to think of when you're looking at different options for poly, and different options to be able to to print there. Like I said, I don't believe there's any perfect method for printing at all. Each thing is going to have its limitations and its requirements. So when somebody says DTG is dead, it's not dead. There's nowhere it's going. Screen printing will never die. HTV isn't going anywhere. White toner, possibly, because of the implementation of DTF. White toner is still going to have its place. White toner, yes, it can crack, but you can do way, way more with it with white toner, and that's why it's on our list of equipment to get this year. Will be a white toner. I won't be paying full price for a white toner. If any company would like to send me a white toner review, hey, contact information is below. Hook me up. Let's see if we can work out a deal. Because so many people push that, the the white toner is a horrible piece of thing, and it's a brick, and they didn't know, that it was going to be this way. And a lot of times it's just because they haven't paid attention. By rasterizing those images, you're going to definitely help with the feel of it. By not having big, bulky things, you're going to help with that. And the other thing, too, is you can do way more than just garments with it. When I talk to somebody at a trade show and they're like, it's a garbage, it's not going to work for me. And I was like, well, what's your main business? And they said, we do a lot of sports. I said, but you are using that white toner to create the temporary tattoos, right? Kind of looked at me. He goes, what do you mean? I said, well, that thing can print temporary tattoos. It can print water slides. It can do more. So you can print out, a thing of temporary tattoos, and that can go in your package, or that can be something that you do, in game night. And you can see the light bulb going off thinking, holy shit, there's a whole nother revenue stream that's available. So that's why, to me, there's so many things to do with that. So white toner will be on our list this year because we will be, offering, looking at things to still acquire this year. We are going to go wide format sublimation. I don't know if it's going to be a 24 or 44 inch one because we want to be your print source. We want to be able to help you if you need DTF prints. We want to help you if you need screen prints. We're already in partnerships with a screen printer now. So if you need screen prints, let us know, and we'll see what we can do for you. We're definitely not the cheapest out there, so we'll get that right out of the way. But our quality has been great with it. We've been using them, and it's something that has been a really good partnership. So, if that's something that you're interested, we definitely going to do that. So screen printed transfers, printed HTV transfers, printed decals, printed signs, printed magnets, all of your print needs. We want to be your source for that. White toner transfers, things like the temporary tattoos, the water slides. That's where we want to be, and on sublimation transfers. So that's we're really going to go all in on that. And then along the way, hey, when we have educational things that come up, we are definitely going to help you out. We are not abandoning OSG at all. Aaron is taking the lead with that and running with it, and we're 100% here to support that and keep pushing that movement as well. Because, hey, education is everything on it, which leads me to why is that banner still up there? Let me get rid of that one. Coming soon, there is something that we get to talk about because I believe it's going to start. We're in February. I believe it's going to start in March. OSG is going to have OBG, not YN, OBG, our book group. Now, if to me, this just isn't, just another book club, because I had to kind of do some research on it. Like, what the hell's a book club? Like, I picture like book clubs, here's just a reason to kind of have a couple drinks and some snacks, more of a social thing. But this is not a social opportunity. This is more of like an actionable discussion about a book that will help you level up your business. So this is actually being hosted by and led by a very successful decorator who is already part of the OSG community. She's a Masters of Success member. She's an active OSG squad member, and she is Wendy Rossman. So she's taking the lead on this, and I cannot wait to support that and see how we can make that grow. So look for that. We're still working on a few things here and there on what is all included in it. But a book club. The first one, I believe. Let me because I actually, funny enough, I actually have the first book that we're going to do, because I have it on Audibles, because that was something new where you had too much flying. I wanted to get in that. But the first book, not now. I don't want to do that. Atomic Habits, James Clear. It's going to be the first book, Atomic Habits by James Clear. So look for more information as that's coming up, because, hey, what more do you need than a cat going crazy over here? But that's something, the book club, it's something that, here, let's add another feel. What else can we do? And somebody had an idea about it. So it was a great thing. Let's look for more information on that. Tomorrow night is going to be Q&A with TNA, and that's with your boy, me, and your boy, Aaron. I'm going to drop those links write down, I believe I have those links ready to go. So I'm going to drop those in the comments as well, because you are able to ask a question. Here you can, yeah, here it is. Submit a question for Q&A with TNA right here. I'm going to drop that one in here. And then you can tune in to watch it right here. And that's tomorrow night, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's Q&A with TNA. All right. Anybody else got any questions, comments, concerns? The show. So yes, we brought the Mach 2 home, or we ordered that. Finished everything up, so it should be shipping out at the end of this week. I'll check on it tomorrow or whatever and see where we're at with it. After the show, so we had a little time between the show and after party, so we went and checked in at the Airbnb. Came back, appetizer for the after party that was put on by Rock. It was in between the two buildings, so you had the main space and then the secondary space, and there's a space in between it, which is traditionally where Rock is set up at. Well, they had this stage up there, and first band was pretty good. They're just little cover band doing their thing, rocked out. It was great. I got to see Ryan Moore get up there and sing. Which, hey, you haven't heard Ryan Moore sing, you probably should. And so that was fun. Class there, free food, free drinks. So the Colorado water was flowing well, and the foods were appetizer-y ish. There's a meat and an olive thing, which is just a couple pieces of meat and some crackers in that, and then there was a cheese tray. So nothing like super filling, like sit down meal, like if you go to a DAC show, the meal that's after that. This is just more appetizers, free drinks with it. And then lo and behold, the only Coolio took the stage. So if you missed that video, you can catch that. We were right at front row for Coolio took the stage. Then I went to the bathroom and went to get another beer, and then I ran into another group of people, and then I chatted with them the rest of the concert, the rest of the performance, while Corey enjoyed her little heart out, listened to Coolio and Gangsta's Paradise. She was very thrilled and excited. So we closed that down. Then we went across the street over to Islands, a little place across to grab some dinner. And our very own twin, Kim Johnson, came out to join us, and we had a great time closing that bar and restaurant down. Terry came over after a while, and then we closed that down. So it was a really, really good time, really good show. I had a lot of fun, meeting different people, meeting new people, meeting people that I have conversed with online for the last 2 years, and I've done this with. We've done plenty of video conferencing back and forth. We've done plenty of webinars with each other. We've done panels. We've done a lot of stuff with each other, but we've never met in person. So it was good to meet people in person. One of the funny things is there's somebody that we work with, that we've been working with for a year now. They are only an hour and a half away. And so it took us going to Long Beach to meet them in person, which I found hilarious because we were in another circle and we came over and was like, hey, have you met so-and-so? And I said, as a matter of fact, yes, we are an hour and a half away from each other, and we finally got to meet. So it was very good for that. Upcoming shows next month, DAX in Kansas City. Aaron will have a half-day class there. I believe a class on the other day. We won't have a booth there. We won't have a booth at the DAX Chicago or at the DAX shows this year. Aaron's teaching classes at those. So DAX Kansas City, there is no DAX Minneapolis or DAX Minnesota show this year. There's just DAX Kansas City and DAX Chicago. So for sure, hit DAX Chicago. DAX Kansas City, I don't know if we're going to be able to make to. DAX Chicago, of course we will. If you're a vendor, if you have anything to do with sublimation, you need to be at these shows. There is no reason for you not to be. And Craft Chameleon, who isn't the biggest distributor of things, when their booth is rocking and rolling, they're the only one there, and they sell out of their sublimation supplies. I mean, that's a pretty thing to think about. So your people still want to see you. I'm telling you that for a fact. There's a lot of down and out people that are like, oh, I wish so and so was here. Oh, it sucks that so-and-so pulled out. Oh, I was really looking forward to seeing so-and-so again. There is a lot of new people that I hadn't seen before or heard about, and kind of talk to them and see that their business really took off during COVID. There's somebody that was sublimation, and they said after they really get into it, they're doing 7 figures in sales. Yeah, so it's out there. It's for you to do. You can go after it too, but we want to see people. We want to see vendors. The people that go to these want to see you. And if you're selling to them, if you're actively seeking them out, they're your customers. So even if you're not selling anything there, go see what you could do. How can you help them? How you can better serve them? What are some things that you can work together on? Um, and you never know what can come of it. But on that, we've been gone well over time. Next week, we're either doing we've got one or two things on the books here, and it just kind of depends how 3 things go, because we have a job that's coming up that I think we're going to do end of next week, beginning of next week. Just trying to finalize the deal on it. We might do that and show transfers and what we're doing with that process, so that can be on the books. There's also the foil. Somebody asked me about adhesive and foil, because I was able to see some DTF being printed on foil, so it gave a foil effect to it. Pretty cool there. But somebody asked about adhesive and foil because we've done the white toner before, but we hadn't done the adhesive. So we're thinking about maybe on that, and then some sublimation of mugs. We've got a couple things for Valentine's Day that we're going to try and push. Remember to tomorrow. Q&A with TNA, 5 p.m. Central. It's also dollar days over at Design Bundles, so make sure to click the description down in the bottom or click the link in the description and you'll be able to do that. Let's see. Any more questions, comments, concerns before we wrap this up and get out of here? Let's see. Where are we at here? Let's see. Yep, we answered khaki. I just need to make my way down to Texas, right? I just need to come down there. Maybe that's the plan. Go down there. Been out and about. Well, why does it seem like your teacher is 1 step forward and 2 step back? Because that's DTF. DTF is really, as we, especially with the converted printers were great as long as you are consistently used them. Now, this was the longest that we went without printing, which was a week. I flushed them, everything there, and it's just trying to bring everything back online. They're not made for it. That white ink is a pain in the, and it can take out dampers, it can take out heads. So it's just a constant learning process. That was what took me a while to go to on the commercial side of things, is I didn't want to run that same issue. So after speaking with Matt for a while, Andy over at DTF Superstore, they're all great helps of things. Matt wanted to do some things with us, so we were able to, see what kind of deals we can work out, some training things, some things to help people out, because at the end of the day, he doesn't want to just sell equipment. He wants to help businesses grow and thrive. And, us, that's what we want to do too. It's more about the relationships, the businesses on the back end. So with this, we should, crossing our fingers from here, only continue to go up and spend more money on things we don't need. I mean, I don't know. But DTF is one of those things where it can be a drag. And that's why I tell people, if you're not prepared to tear this machine down to its frame and rebuild it, it is not for you, because there's a lot of issues with it, and it can be scary and it can be costly, and you just have to know what you're getting yourself into. Kristen, one of my friends here in Michigan converted their garage 4 years of vinyl glitter and now transfer business. They have a heat and air in there. Absolutely. And that's what we're going to have to do, as we've got a 12 by 24 attached garage. Is that right? 26. I don't know. So we live in a ranch house and it's 1-car garage, but it's the length of the width. The length is the width of the house, if that makes sense. So really, the only thing that we put in there is we've got kind of a shop work area at the back, and everybody has the garage fridge, right? Everybody's got the garage fridge, and then golf cart parking, and then grills. So that just means I just got to change some stuff up there. I got the loft and I got that. So it wouldn't take a whole lot to convert it and move stuff, but then I got to find stuff for that, which means I definitely got to get a new shed or some other stuff, because it's just not, it's not conducive to what I needed to do right now. Let's see. Is there a way or demand for doing sublimation transfers to sell others to press themselves, or is there a time limit between print? No, print to press. Once it's printed, I think we've got stuff that's years old that I could probably pull out and press and still is there. There is a demand for sublimation transfers to sell. If not, it wouldn't be something that we're looking at bringing in, because it will be in this year. I'm putting it on our goal board, and we will be selling transfers by the end of the year. There's plenty of people that want to get into it. They just don't want to, one, convert an Epson printer. Because anytime you convert these bad boys, what are you doing? You're introducing a third-party ink. And even though we sell the ink, right there, even though we sell the sublimation ink, we sell sublimation paper, it's still going to a printer that was not made for it. So when you do that, you run into issues. Now, I've seen printers die in as little as 3 months, and I've seen other ones that are going 3 years strong and not had an issue. So there's no rime or reason when it's going to fail or how it's going to fail, but just know that chances are it's probably going to fail. And when you go with a Sawgrass, you're going to spend more money on it. When you go with Epson 570, you're going to spend more money on it. When you're going with the F170, you're going to spend more money on it. Those are just parts of the things that you need to think about when you're doing that way. But people will buy transfers all the time. And so that's why we're going to add it to there. So yes, there is a limit, a thing available for it. Because also don't forget, today's the 25th. We've got 6 days left to have Corey's site up and running. There's 2 things I got to fix on it, and that'll be up and running. And that's going to have most all of our stock designs, our glitters, our epoxy. We're bringing epoxy in there. We're bringing turners in. What else are we in there? I think we're going to bring in some stones. I do believe we've got the sublimation paper ink, sublimation paper, equipment. So Little Monkey's Craft Company will be up and going by the 31st. I made that a goal, and we're going to kill that goal on it. Let's see. I wish I could do larger than 60 by 20, unlimited for science. But sadly, I'm 82 G's in debt, so I can't upgrade yet. Hopefully, get something sellable this year. Well, we're going to get you something sellable. But even on 16 by 20, just because your press isn't bigger than that doesn't mean that you can't do things bigger than that. There's a few ways to do it, and we might have to do that on upcoming Tuesday with Todd, working with a smaller press. But a lot of times, if you can sub that out and have somebody else do that for you and then make the money off it, it's a lot easier to do. Let's see. Darren, good to see you. Amanda, thanks for coming back. I had to step away. Which white tone are you discussing? I have an Oki that I don't know anything about. Which Oki do you have? The 50, what is it? The 8010 WT? I haven't picked out one in general yet. I'm hoping to find one on the secondary market, because it seems like when people hate those, they let them go cheap. And so if I can get one cheap, then we'll get it and we'll show how to make money with it, and we'll be able to rock on this year. Linda one knows any words on shows in the Florida area this year. Well, I am trying to talk to the one, the only, the great Rhinestone King himself, Matt Vassallo, into doing an open house this year. I'm really pushing him to try and do that, because I think it is something that needs to happen. I'm going to go check out, let's see, friends at Corel Trainer usually have their show updates with stuff, because there was just a show in Orlando last week. Yeah, there was just a show in Orlando last week. Let's see, training reef for live class. Let's see who we are. They usually have it on here. 2022 events for Corel Trainer. So Impressions Long Beach, they just had ASI Fort Worth, February 1st and 2nd. APA in Vegas, February 23rd and 25th. DAX Kansas City, February 25th and 26th. Graphics Pro Expo in Irving, Texas, March 10th and 12th. The Impressions Expo is March 24th through the 26th in Atlantic City. There's a new product showcase in Tulsa, Oklahoma, March 14th and 17th. DAX Chicago, April 22nd and 23rd. Graphics Pro Expo Denver, April 14th and 15th. Ooh, that might be a good one. Let's see, Treasure Island, no close. Graphics Pro Expo June for Indianapolis. ASI Chicago was July. Secaucus for Graphics Pro in July. Graphics Pro Long Beach, August. Graphics Pro Charlotte, September. Impressions Fort Worth, September. And that's all I am seeing right now. So we'll see if anything comes up there in the Florida area. I'll keep you updated on it. But I do know That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get Matt himself to do something on that. So maybe if we could pressure him into doing an open house, we'll go down there. We'll teach a class for him. We'll have some fun. Always a great time out there, and see what we can do for that one. 11 months till Christmas. Absolutely. Start getting your stuff ready now. I looked at Oki very seriously until the F70 570 came out. But made the right choice. Wouldn't make a bad choice with either one of them. Like I said, the Oki is to me, you can make your shirts better, but that's where it seems like a lot of people complain about is on the shirts. But there's so much more that you can do with the Oki and the white toner on it than just shirts. F570 going to produce amazing things with that for both print on garments and on products. So that's where you can really pull off. And Edward, you're looking at the pet market. That's one of the places you can really excel at because with that pet market, you can not only offer that on a plaque, but you can offer that on a tumbler. You can offer that on a shirt. There's so much that you can do with that to put more out there. Even the urns, for when you get the box back with that, there's a lot you can do with it. Yep, that would be cool if TRW had an open house. They need to. It's been a couple years. In fact, the last one that they had was my birthday. Yeah, I would love to. I went to. Yeah, I went. So we went 2019. Does that sound right? Yeah, 2019. 2019 we went because it had got pushed back and it happened to actually fall on my birthday weekend. So I thought, what better thing to do was to fly down there. So we did because that was crazy, right? Because in like that 12-month span, or maybe it had to have been 2019 because we're in 2022, right? 2020 was the last Long Beach show. Yeah, it had to have been that. But yeah, Corey had hit Atlantic. Yeah. That seems right. 2019, because in just a matter of a few months, she did the Atlantic Ocean, the Gulf of Mexico, and the Pacific Ocean. She was a high flyer then. But we went down there for a great open house. So we're gonna see if we can push them and have it do it there. Yes, see, so that was 2019. So it was a great time there. It was a great, great little food afterwards. It was fun to go on the tour. It was fun to see everything. And I definitely think that there is a lot to be had when you can do something for your customers to have there. So if you want to reach out to Mateo himself and on all of his things and say, hey, we want another open house. And if you could do it in November around Todd's birthday, that would be amazing. So he could come visit. Otherwise, we'll go down there anyway. Matt was one of the ones that definitely gave me the push to go. So anytime I can help out in return, I will do that as well. Yeah. All right. What else? That was my hope to use one design on style or several items, but because currently the personalized ones using the pet owner's pictures, which are far from ideal, but mean a lot to them. Yeah. That's the thing is I never question artwork. If they send it to me and this is what they want, that's what I print. If they want any adjustments to be made, we charge for them. And guess what? Magically, they don't want any adjustments to be made once we put that charge for them. They're fine with the picture that they took. That's how they remember whatever that situation was. So they are good to go with it. So that's what we leave it at. So we went over tonight. That's fine. I'm good with this. It was good to chat with you guys. Maybe I should just start doing like a daily vlog. I don't know if I could do daily, like a couple times a week. What are you doing in the morning? Like from like 8 to 8:30 or 8:30 to 9, like get it done from taking the kids to school. We can come on here, we can chit chat, see what's going on about the day. Let me know if that's something you're interested in the comments, and then we can maybe talk more about that. Still on our goal to upload 50 things, still on our 50 videos. We still got our goal to have a couple more stores open. We still have our goal to get the studio built by the end of the first quarter. Our goal of having Little Monkeys online by the end of the month is so close there. Our goal of buying the new DTF printer is so close. So even though I don't count that as goal as being accomplished until it's here in the shop. So you guys go ahead. Join us tomorrow, Q&A with TNA. Hit up the websites. We'll see you there. And then we'll see you back here with another fun week next week. Until then, keep pressing on. Do your best and just go ahead and get out there and make something.